What's going on, everyone? You know what time it is. It is the rig showcase number 9. If you want your rigs featured in number 10, which is gonna be a special one next month, make sure you join my Discord channel and submit one of your rigs to the video. Also, if you haven't already, like this video and subscribe down below. And let's jump straight into this video. The first rig is from Muppet Mikey. He has 10 Picos running through a Raspberry Pi 4B. He first showed a proof of concept with 4 Picos, and now I believe he's finished with the 10 Picos. I do believe he's gonna make a 3D printed case for these, but overall it's just very simple and clean. It's a breadboard with 10 Picos. Obviously we gotta give some style points for the Mountain Dew on the top, and it's some great cable management on the Picos. Obviously the Ethernet and the power supply to the Raspberry Pi is a little bit all over the place, but I do really like the cable management to the Picos. Obviously everything can get worked away once he builds his 3D printed case. So overall very clean job, and I'll give this an 8 out of 10. Great job, dude. The next rig is from Bob Plux. He uses 4 ESP8266s hooked up to an 18-watt solar panel. This is probably one of my favorite ways to mine Duinocoin, using a solar panel, because it literally costs you nothing, only the buy value of the solar panel and the boards. It would be better if you linked the ESPs onto each other, like I did in a video of mine, instead of using 4 different power supplies with 4 different cables. It would just look a little bit more clean, not a lot of cables. But other than that, I really enjoy the way he is mining Duinocoin with the solar. So I'll give this, on the premise of mining with solar, an 8.5 out of 10. So the next rig is from Zara. He uses a Raspberry Pi 3B as a host for his 2 ESP8266s, his 2 ESP32s, and 1 Arduino Uno. It looks a little bit messy inside of his shoebox, I think it is. But then again, you can close the shoebox and put it away, so nobody sees what's going on inside. So cables don't really matter at that point. You can see he uses a USB hub as well for the power. Overall, this is just an easy and smart way to just get done with everything mining and don't have to look at it again. You can put this box under your bed or something, so you don't even have to look at a shoebox, and it just mines itself. This goes to show that everyone that's watching right now can just start a rig for themselves. It doesn't have to look good. That's not what these videos are for. You can just make a rig that mines and put it in a shoebox, or put it somewhere you don't see it even. It just is for everyone to see that it's that easy to mine Duinocoin, and you don't have to be fancy about it. So this is a perfect concept for everyone that wants to build a rig but doesn't know how to build like a good looking one or something. Just place it in a shoebox, you won't see it, and it still mines perfectly. With that being said, I'll give this a 7.5 out of 10. The next one is from Inspector Brownstar. It's a very funny name, if I might say so myself. He has a 3D printed rack for his 17 ESP8266s. And there is an 18 one, but that's the one he uses to power up his OLED LCD screen. And if you've watched my previous rig showcases, I really like tower design, and so is this one. And that's a plus to start with. I can also see that he uses a power supply for each level of his tower. So he has one on the top left and the middle right, probably one on the bottom left as well. I really like that you didn't went for the tower design that's usually used, like you stack on one each other, but you use layers of 6 and then stack them on top of each other. It's really clever, and it also looks pretty good. Also really like the screen that you use. This you can just use to see how many ducats you have, how your miners are functioning. It's just a good design. There's nothing more to say about it, and I'll definitely give this one an 8.5 out of 10. The next rig is from AskALot, and he didn't really specify what this rig exactly is, but if we look at it closely, I believe those are ESP8266s without the Wi-Fi module. I could be wrong though. Please let me know in the comments. He has 10 of them, all probably hooked up to an Arduino in the middle. He uses power supplies for every single one of them. As you can see, I do really like how neat it is. It looks professional. This is something we don't really see that often. This gives me the image that you usually work with electronics. And I could be wrong with this again, but it's just all stacked nicely onto one breadboard. There's just 2 cables running to the board. And the pictures also look just professional. I really like this rig and I'm curious to learn more about it. So how much ducat does it make? What boards are you actually using? Because I might be wrong with my guess. And overall, how did you just come up with the design? Let me know what you think about this rig in the comments. I do really like it. I'll definitely give this one a 9 out of 10. And I'm just very curious about the stats from this rig. Great job, dude. The next rig is from Flaco Loco. He has 10 ESP32s inside of a box with a huge fan running through them from the back. From the inside, it looks pretty clean. I really like the RGB with all the lights from the ESPs and the van. It just gives this futuristic computer idea. I did see a picture from the outside of this box. It has a massive USB hub which runs through every single ESP32. If you now want to avoid this, I would suggest you run the ESPs through each other like in the video I made. It's the same thing you do with an ESP8266. You can link them up with small cables, so you don't need, in this case, 10 USB cables to power them all up. You probably just need 2, 5 for the top, 5 for the bottom. It would look more clean on the outside, but it's obviously up to you. I really like the way you just put them all in a box facing the middle with this huge RGB fan behind it. And it probably works great. So I'll definitely give your rig an 8 out of 10. The next and last rig of this video is from Bullfrog. This is probably one of the best rigs I've seen. It's basically a mini computer. It has 3 Raspberry Pis and it has 27 nanos. He 3D printed this case himself. It looks so freaking clean. Also with the Duino-Coin logo on the side. He told it was a very tight squeeze to fit it into this printed case. But it looks great. The cable management is amazing. Also from the outside you can't really tell, other than the logo obviously, that it's a Duinocoin miner. I also really like that you put the cables in sleeves. This just gives it that better feeling of an actual PC. Also, he has just one on and off button, I assume. It's the gray button on the right of his case, which is awesome as well. I think this might be the best rig personally that I've seen so far. The only thing that can make this better is if this whole entire rig could be powered by solar. If that's the case, then you definitely got a 10 for me. As of right now, I'll definitely give you a 9.5 out of 10 because I think this looks amazing. This is by far the best rig I've seen. So great job, dude. So we close this video with a banger of a rig. I know my light is flashing, that's because the batteries are almost dead. I'm sorry if that bothers you. But I really hope you guys liked this video. As I said at the beginning, next month's video is the 10th rig showcase. I'm gonna do something special with that video. So make sure you join the Discord channel and submit your rig, because you might be in the next video. So with that being said, I want to thank you all for watching this video, and I hope to see you next week in the next video or in my Discord channel, obviously. And I'll see you next week. Ciao.